So now I'm just I'm gonna paint the suitcase with this. So this is going to basic. So yeah, I just so it's like so every like 30 minutes to an hour, I just kind of get back here and mix this thing up. And I want it to be at least be able to drip off of the stick or something, but
It's pretty crazy that, the paint thinner is just, you just gotta have quite a bit. And instead of, maybe I could use water since it's kind of water based and I have some old waters with the paint thinner, which I'm probably going to do. And lacquer thinner isn't that great for a large amount of paint. It's good for clear coating, I would say. But yeah, I'm just going to add some water instead of some of the paint thinner since I'm trying to save that for the rest of the coat. And there's already, a certain amount of paint and stuff that's going to mix in with this water, etc. What I'm painting isn't really that significant of painting, or maybe this could really work real good. So I'm going to get this started and mixed up for a nice 2-3 minutes. So the water is actually working real good just because I know there's other chemicals in there that it's going to dilute and things and make it a little bit more fresher. I'm not wasting all of my paint thinner kind of in some old paint. I might add some more and just mix that in, and it's going to get more recovered, I would say. And it's a really nice color now, and I'm going to be able to use it for a couple of projects, and that's just how that is. I've got to settle for what I have for now. Reuse items that that were just there, and even the stick that I'm using, I'm happy with that. Just just because it's working pretty nicely compared to. So yeah, this quarter of a paint can dried up, etc. Now I probably get half of a can if this, and this should be all that I instead of wasting so much paint thinner or supplies and things and time. Yeah, mix this up, and I used half of it, and this is actually starting to look like paint that you actually buy. I'm kind of surprised on this, but I worked all weekend. I really wanted a video that was actually going to be useful for myself, stay updated, and have a little bit of fun during the experiment. But that's how you do it. Use a little bit of paint thinner, I guess, and water. I use some lacquer too, but this is starting to look like paint again. So that's how you do it. You could figure that out. Yeah, you could save and recycle a few things if you take your time and have some patience, and take a few risks, take a risk or two, and see how it goes. It might be the right choice. So I'll see you guys on the next Upside DIY. This video is pretty cool. Moving on from the weekend and now having some interesting ideas for this coming week, and us updating my channel. Cleared up that. Going to be fixing my smartphone, maybe on that suitcase. I need a fan and keep that there. So I got like a big metal $50-$60 fan or something that I'm going to use.
Or I could just, clear up a few things here, lay the suitcase better, and just start cleaning and prepping these my 5G as soon as possible. And I'll see you later. Just in this area and have this box, and I just need to clear up a few of the other things. Blue piece. It's plastic to go underneath wherever. I'm gonna actually use some liquid detergent. Pretty much a laundry detergent with a toothbrush, soften a lot of this stuff up, and then I'm going to use paint thinner to remove anything else. I added pretty much like a good amount of paint thinner into this old paint. It actually will match laundry detergent, clean up as much as I can, and then I'm going to get pretty much one of these toothbrushes, some of it paint thinner, kind of soak in, or I'll get back to mixing that stuff up. I also have like this big plastic frisbee, or I've got pretty much like this plastic cover. So I can't really say that I could find the cover for that easily, so I can't really use it. And I do have just random like containers that are just mainly used for random cleaning, or just so that I can reuse as much as I can. So put whatever was in this laundry cup in there. So I guess I put some of the laundry detergent in this, and what I'm going to do first is soak, wherever the paint is. So I got all this stuff in one hand. I actually, when I was cleaning the boots, I actually like put some silicone on there, but I put my rubber glove while I'm mixing so I actually just brought that in here for now. So I'm gonna actually have to clear up to get like a dish to actually keep the what I'm working on a little bit more stable. Type of dish, that could pretty much go on top of this tin can, and I'm just going to work a little bit of this detergent wherever I see some of this paint. And yeah, I might be looking for this color too. I've got kind of like hard to find this paint, but I'm pretty sure I need to get to find it if I have any to finish up painting. So I'm gonna go ahead, and shouldn't be that hard, but basically soak up, or find some areas, and then before I use the final thing is kind of like paint thinner or something like that. But just try, and actually like coating it with like the paint color. So I did find a few samples of paint, so that's kind of why I'm doing this, so that I could just basically fix up a coat that I shouldn't have ruined or anything. But I was going through some different stuff, but it's still gonna be the 100% soap. And actually, the next thing is actually to get a pretty stiff brush and actually mix in some of this paint thinner, and then actually go for. But for now, I'm just letting some of the soap going for the removal, and that should be good enough. I can actually kind of fold this sleeve, and figure out when to rewash this, and see all the stuff. But this was sitting in pretty much like my recycling can for a few years after the fact that I kind of ruined it a little bit. So it's just like a really interesting, restoration for me and things like that. So that's pretty much this area. I even, kind of put some soap around the buttons and areas. It's gonna get cleaned up. I'm gonna actually paint those if I can, and basically I fold this back a little bit so that I could reveal some of the next the next section that I'm going to brush on. I could turn everything around to a new section, which I'm probably gonna do, but before that I might as well just get this section coated with some soap since it's already
as how that is. So I could probably pull it over to where I need to. So, alright, so I kind of got as many spots as I could. And there are some spots that I miss or haven't gotten to, like on the other side, but got some of the buttons, most of the stuff, or most of the thinking about, the real cleanup and trying some of this and that. I need to actually use a good brush. I'm using a brush just to protect the main material. I don't want to use a wire brush. I might use like a green scrubber or or like even like a plastic comb. It just depends, but eventually I'm going to use some paint thinner, or practically like even like a tougher brush. But there are a few. But yeah, the paint thinner is going to actually, be interesting, because this is the soap is going to be saturating a lot of the material, and most of the paint that shows up, it's really not that much, etc. In the past, I've had like pants that were ruined by painting and stuff. Sometimes when you too much paint, but there's still some cement and mortar, and mixing this up as much as I can. And that's pretty much most of the update that I've been working on since I got the new phone case. I just really didn't have I just want to show you guys how this was going to work out. I mean, you know how the silicone and how the smartphones are going to work out, but there's not that much about this painting, mixing in paint thinner. And I actually found another DIY, so this is pretty much, an update for this week, and painting the suitcase. There's going to be a few more things that I need to update and stay busy. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to Upside DIY. So I'm trying to mix up this paint with lacquer, clear gloss. So I worked on a few things over the weekend, and it's pretty interesting. I want to try to paint like a suitcase, so I'm also mixing this up. I might have to add, actually look to see if I have something else than clear gloss. And it doesn't look, I have like concrete sealer, which is like $20 a bottle. I have some bug spray, some more cheap paint, and I could actually use some of this stuff. And right here is actually, this might be there's paint thinner right there. And inside this bottle is some paint thinner, so I could actually use some of this stuff right here. So that was kind of surprising. I didn't think I had paint thinner and things like that. And I actually have it in this bottle to help me like wash my hands or something. But I can actually add some to this, and it's going to make it more fluid. So let me double test this. As you can see, it's not like dripping or anything off of the stick. So I'm going to add some of this stuff. And I've got another can of stuff, is like brush cleaner. So paint thinner is pretty good. And I could probably keep this out to try to work on this coat. There are some spots, as I mentioned, that I want to try to work on before, any extra or, any more other things. Just working on a few things, mix up that. We're going to be moving this table, which is painted kind of like the same. I'm going to try to put like right here, as I keep mentioning, but I cleared up this space, got a few suitcases cleaned up, cleared up whatever was on top of this chest, and used some of the